Hello everybody. So, this wasn't supposed to happen so soon, but I got a pistol shrimp. So one night I was checking in on my fish and I saw a sight that didn't sit well with me. It was my Watchman Goby. He's usually chilling in his usual spot, but he was pacing around at the top of the tank and his fins were clamped. He looked miserable. He looked like he was ready to jump. That didn't sound right. I did an emergency late night water test. Everything was great. So I changed a small amount of water just in case. So he kept doing this. And the next morning, I decided, well, I think I'm going to try and pair him with a shrimp just to see if that helps anything and if that's part of the problem. And off to the fish store I went. First, I called to make sure they had the shrimp that I needed. And initially, I was going to go with a Randall pistol shrimp because they stay smaller and my tank isn't the largest, so I didn't want too much overcrowding. But by the time I already got to the fish store, they already had sold the remaining two that they had. It didn't take that long to get there and they already sold them. However, they still had the Boisterous Tiger pistols. So after a little bit of thought and remembering that I do plan on upgrading this tank at some point, I want to make it bigger so I can get more like corals and all sorts of stuff like that. I ended up caving. So I'm glad I did, because after I got this guy in, my Goby, who's still very little, he's just a little guy, he's definitely not fully grown. So the shrimp came very, very little. It's a very, very small shrimp right now. He can get bigger, and he will get bigger. But right now he's just a little tiny guy, and he's the perfect size for the Goby, so it worked out. And they can grow up together now. So anyways, after acclimating the shrimp, I added him to the tank. Now fast forward to that night, the Goby was back pacing again. So I started to wonder if he was just exploring, maybe just finally getting comfortable. So you know how sometimes you just feel like something's wrong? Well, that's how I felt. It didn't feel like it was just exploring. You could tell from the mannerisms of the fish something just wasn't right. So the next day, I decided to peek in on my reef tank with my spy camera. Okay, it's just a blink camera, but I saw they paired. So it took forever to actually see this in person, but when I turned the camera on, I'd see them together. And now where we are today, the Goby and the shrimp are inseparable. So now Apollo has stopped pacing and he's resumed his content behavior with the addition of pistol shrimp activities. So I can check this duo off my dream fish list now. Overall, a very happy solution for the Goby, and let's be honest, for me too. So, now I gotta get my hermit crab to stop shredding all the macroalgae I put in this tank, so yeah. So if you like this video, feel free to give it a like, and I would love to have you stick around. I am planning on doing a lot of reviews and just care guides and just fun like fish diaries and just videos about fish. So yeah, occasionally a turtle. But anyways, take care everybody. See ya.